Oh, a war, Diane says, trying to feign ignorance. My goodness, I had no idea, but I still don't see what any of this has to do with Aiden, though. Our god happens to know that from a very reliable source that it was in fact Aiden who instigated the entire war, the necromancer says. And for this reason, it is now God of Death who has declared war on Aiden and vowed to put him down like the dog he is. However, despite his immense power, our god does have his limits. He cannot use his full power while he materializes on this plane of existence. This is why he needs the girl. We know that the Golden Fox spirit who resides on the realm has made Aiden swear to not kill her. Since she is clearly still alive, it means that the little girl would have value as a hostage against him. Now hand her over to us. I promise to you that there will be no blood spilled here today. The fox told Aiden to not kill me? Flower says, I had no idea. It looks like she's been protecting us from behind the scene despite not showing it, Luna says. Perhaps your insistence to keep helping the animals whenever they were in mortal danger over these past 20 years has not been completely wasted after all. Why would I not have helped them? Flower says. They are my friends. Right, Luna says. Be quiet, you wretches, the necromancer leader says. I have not come all this way here to listen to your insipid drivel. You will come with us now, or your friends will suffer. How many times will I have to listen to you offering to spare other people's lives before you man up and do what's needed? What needs to be done, you coward, says the God of Fate's follower, who is just now speaking for the first time. You dare speak this way to me, you lunatic, the necromancer leader says. After I was gracious enough to let you join us on this trip. I'm guessing there's probably a bunch of skeletons buried right under, like stillwater skeletons buried right under where we are standing, and they conveniently chose this spot for the fight. But okay. You would have never found them without my help, says the God of Fate follower. Your God does not grant you any spells that allow you to find other people's location from afar, and I was the only follower of my God that was actively looking for this exact group. This is also why you agreed to help me eliminate them once you found them, unless you already forgot. Everyone knows that you're insane, Clockworth, the necromancer leader says. I was never intended to keep my promises to you to begin with. So now you're telling me to my face that you were lying to me, is that it? Says Clockworth, the God of Fate follower. Can I kill them now? Or are we going to politely wait for them to stop talking before we attack them? Kate whispers to us. Give me a minute, Darren whispers back. I'm trying to use what Araka taught me about auras to figure out if they've placed any magical traps around here or not. There are no traps, you numbskull. I would have told you if there were, Araka says. Oh yeah, Darren. Darren says, I keep forgetting that you're actually actively contributing to our efforts nowadays and not just laughing at us and commenting on the side. They are not crazy visions, you vermin, I hear Clockworth say in the meantime. You seem to be busy insulting his teammate as well. The prophetic dreams from my gods, I have a special link to him, and sometimes his innermost thoughts can leak out to me without him even being aware of it. This is how I know that these people need to be killed. They are interfering with my god's... I almost read God's plans. I was like, what the hell does that mean? God's plans I saw in my dream. Oh, it's Drake. I saw them talking to Aiden about saving the Varathian cities. This is not his calling. He's supposed to be the bringer of destruction. It is these people's fault that he's hesitating to do what must be done. These fools and the Golden Fox are the ones holding him back from losing the last remainder of his humanity and achieving his true purpose. This is why they must be dealt with. How deluded do you have to be to think that you are the only one of your god's followers who can actually read his mind during your sleep, says the necromancer leader. You have absolutely no proof for your claims, but you keep going on about it like you're expecting anyone to believe you. There is no way you could be considered sane when you act like this. I should probably consider myself lucky that nobody seems to be taking this guy. I should probably consider myself lucky that nobody seems to be taking this guy seriously, because if he actually saw us talking to Aiden about avoiding the destruction of the Varathian cities, then it's possible some of the other prophetic dreams might have some truth behind them. Thankfully, it doesn't look like any of the other followers of the God of Fate believed him. So at least they should be actively looking to hunt us down. Do I attack them or not? Kate whispers to us again. I swear I'm the only one waiting for a single one of you to tell me yes, then I'm unleashing my icicles upon them. I think we should let her get to it, because we would have the first attack advantage and there are no traps, so why not? Tell Kate to attack them. Yes, I whisper to Kate. Attack them now while they're still talking. That's all I wanted to hear, Kate says. Then she shoots all the icicles that she had been secretly preparing avoid straight into the four mages in front of us. Unfortunately, her surprise attack does not have the desired effect at all, because the projectile just goes straight through our enemies as if they weren't even there. There were illusions the whole time. Even Araka is confused. Araka shouts all of a sudden. Damn it, Araka, Darren says. I thought you were supposed to be helping. You have the sharpest magical sense in the team by far. You still couldn't figure out that they were illusions? Shut up, Araka says. There was absolutely nothing unusual about their aura. Somehow, this wimpy-looking green-robed lunatic must have obtained one of Memphir's most advanced illusion spells, cast it before we even got here. It's the only, so we should have scouted ahead, maybe. I'll do that in the perfect playthrough. And cast it before we even got here is the only way in which I can explain it. Guilty as charged, says Clogsworth, the god of a fate follower. It seems that not even the famous god killer Araka can see through a illusion spell designed by the god of fate himself. Rest assured that this is only one of the many spells that my deity has unknowingly shared with me in my dreams. This bastard must have gotten his aura linked with Memphir himself at birth, Araka tells us, and instead of getting a faulty connection with his spirit like Darren, he lucked out and got the upgraded version. Why did it have to be one of Memphir's spells of all things? These are always so ridiculously complicated to decipher. So what you're saying is that you can't do it, and Illuna taunts her. Of course I can do it, Araka says, but it's going to take a lot of time. If you manage to survive against the 100 skeleton Stillwater until then, I'll tell you what I figured out, which is, yeah, I just pretty much guessed what is going to happen. They obviously picked this spot because there's still waters underneath here. The 100 what? Kate shouts as 100 skeletons with insanely powerful magic radiating from their aura are now slowly rising from the ground all around us. Great, Darren says, as he now creates a magical barrier around us to defend us against the skeleton's incoming attacks. Barry, how long do you think it will take your device to power up and give you more magic like last time? With this number of skeletons, I say hopefully less than 1 minute. 1 minute, huh? Darren says, while the 100 Stillwaters continue to attack this barrier with all sorts of strong spell. Can anyone else please help me reinforce the barrier? I'd rather not start fighting them until Barry can join the fight properly with his emergency stats. I'm on it, Kate says. She begins to create a semi-transparent barrier of reinforced ice around Darren's barrier. For the next minute or so, I just stand there with the stat device in my hand, looking at its screen, waiting for it to give me my emergency mode option. However, despite waiting more than I did last time, the option does not appear. Any luck with your emergency mode, Barry? Darren asks me. Not yet, I say. I don't understand why it's taking so long. Maybe it's because these skeletons were better created than the ones we fought. Now that I examine them more closely, they do seem to be leaking far less energy than the ones made by Zack, the necromancer, even though there are 100 of them. Not really the answer I was hoping for, Darren says. Do you think there's still a chance that it activates should we just start fighting them? I honestly don't know, I say. With the rate at which the energy is being leaked from them, it might just not be enough to trigger my temporary boost in stats. How's your barrier holding up? Pretty well, actually, Darren says. Despite the enormous magical power radiating from their auras, their attacks are surprisingly weak. Traps, Araka shouts all of a sudden. All around you, no time to explain, just run. Which direction? But the Stillwater skeletons, Darren starts to say before Araka interrupts him again. Just run through them, Araka shouts. They're illusions. Pick any direction, just go. This way, Darren says. He points somewhere to the left of the illusions of the four mages, and Kate dismisses her ice dome, and we all run there together. Just as we are done running through all the Stillwater illusions, an enormous explosion detonated behind us, and Kate quickly conjures a wall of ice while we are running to defend us from the blast. No, now you're going too far, Araka shouts. There's another trap right there. A new, less powerful invisible trap now explodes just a few feet in front of us. Darren puts his shield in front of him to create a barrier, but it wasn't quick enough to fully materialize it, and we all get thrown on our backs by the force of the impact. That's enough. Kate and Diane both shout at exactly the same time. As they get up from the ground, they suddenly cover the whole area around us in ice and electricity. 5 metallic devices, which I assume to be explosion traps, are now showing up all of a sudden, completely frozen with zap marks from Diane's previous electrical currents. The devices are scattered randomly around the clearing and seem to have been placed somewhat in a hurry by the looks of it. As the Stillwater illusions are fading away, we now see that only 2 of the skeletons were in fact real, and that the 4 mages have been standing behind one of them this whole time. Hiding behind Clockwork's illusion, the skeleton that was attacking Darren's barrier got frozen by Kate, while the other skeleton, who was defending the 4 mages, managed to create a wall of stone in front of them to shield them from Kate and Diane's attack. You double-crossing bastard, says the necromancer leader to the illusionist mage. You were going to kill the little girl in that explosion too, weren't you? I wasn't going to kill her until you told me to my face that you were planning to betray me, Clockwork said, as he seems to be quickly tapping some buttons on a small device that he's holding in his hand. These explosions were meant as a last resort in case you turned out to be too incompetent to finish the job. I suppose this is what I get for trying to rely on my teammates. I should have just used the explosions from the start.